The world may not see you, but heaven never missed a single moment. This morning, rest in the God who sees you. You woke up again and no one clapped. You showed up for another day and no one noticed. You carried the weight of yesterday's decisions, pushed through silence, cleaned what no one thanked you for, loved those who didn't say I love you back, and still you rose. Morning comes like a quiet test. Can you be faithful without applause? Can you be kind without credit? Can you serve while still feeling unseen? You don't need a spotlight to matter. You don't need likes to be beloved. God's message today is simple but sacred. You are not invisible to me. Every quiet act of love, every burden you carried with grace, every tear you didn't explain to anyone, He saw it. Psalm 91 says, "The one who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." That's not metaphor, it's reassurance. When you think no one sees your sacrifice, heaven shadows you with protection. Not because you're strong, but because God says, "You are mine." You are not alone in the silence. Angels minister to those who carry uncelebrated love. There is a pain that grows inside us when effort is met with silence. When your faithfulness feels like it floats in empty space. When your love feels unrewarded. When your prayers echo with no reply. But God sees what is done in secret, and He stores it like treasure. Pope Leo XIV once said, "The records of eternity are filled with names forgotten by earth." You may never trend, you may never be thanked, but you are written in heaven's book. In the unseen, you are building a legacy. In the silence, you are being shaped. In the hidden places, you are being rewarded by the one who never forgets. The world measures you by visibility, but God measures you by faith. He hears the silent yes. He sees the quiet obedience. He blesses what others ignore. You don't have to prove your value this morning. You only have to let God whisper it into your soul. Beloved, known, seen, rewarded. This is the sacred rhythm of heaven, unseen but unstoppable. Let this become your rhythm of grace. Faithful in obscurity, fruitful in eternity. You are not defined by how they respond. You are defined by whose eyes are on you. Jesus did not heal for applause. He withdrew often, not to be seen by man, but to stay seen by the Father. You are following in His footsteps. Even now, God is preparing a table for you, not in secret, but in the presence of every enemy that ever told you you don't matter. This is not performance, it's worship. Your hidden life is not lesser, it is sacred. The parts of your story no one knows, that's where God does His best work. Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not be weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." Don't quit because no one noticed. Keep sowing in love. Keep trusting the one who writes stories in secret and reveals glory in the open. Let this morning be a soft place to land. Let this morning prayer be your holy reminder. God's message today is not to try harder. It's you are already seen. When no one says thank you, Jesus does. When no one sees your pain, Psalm 23 says, He restores your soul. You are not forgotten. You are not rejected. You are not left behind. You are held right now in the loving gaze of a God who never blinks. This is your spiritual awakening, not through grand gestures, but through sacred stillness. You matter, you're seen, you're safe, and you can begin again under the wings of the Most High. Where do I most feel invisible in my life today? How might I reframe my hidden acts as sacred offerings to God? What would it mean to serve without needing to be seen? He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. Your Father who sees in secret will reward you. Matthew 6:4. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Take a moment today to honor your own faithfulness. Light a candle, write a quiet prayer, or simply sit in God's presence and receive His invisible but infinite approval. You are not unseen. You are deeply known. and heaven celebrates what the world forgets. This morning begins again in silence. No announcement, no fanfare, just you and 1,000 thoughts that say, "Does it even matter?" You walk past people who never ask how you're doing. You serve without credit. You pray without response. You carry the weight of your family's well-being, your community's hope, your secret fears, all while feeling like no one notices. But the truth is this: your invisibility to people is not invisibility to God. Jesus sees what others miss. His eyes are not distracted. His gaze does not pass over you. You are not just one more soul in the crowd. You are his beloved child, known fully and cherished deeply. This morning prayer is not about fixing how others see you. It's about healing how you see yourself through God's gaze. You are not invisible. You are sacred in secret, and that matters more than human praise ever could. Pope Leo XIV wrote, "God's gaze never glances. It lingers with love, and it lingers now on you." Meditation is not the absence of thought, it's the presence of God's truth. As you breathe this morning, let this truth anchor you. The Father sees in secret. When Jesus said this, it wasn't a warning, it was a promise. Your Father, who sees your early rising, your quiet prayers, your unrewarded sacrifices, will reward you. Not always immediately, not always publicly, but always perfectly. Meditation reminds your soul that God's timeline is not delayed, it's deliberate. This sacred stillness is not emptiness, it's space for divine clarity. You have not been overlooked. You are being prepared. Pope Leo XIV once said, "God hides the ones he loves until their fruit speaks louder than their face." In the waiting, in the hidden years, your roots are growing deep. The branches will bear fruit in time. Don't uproot your purpose just because no one claps for it yet. The applause of heaven is not momentary, it is eternal, and it echoes louder than anything earth can offer. The spiritual awakening you're longing for doesn't come through public validation. It comes through private affirmation. Psalm 91 reminds you that the one who dwells in the secret place of the Most High abides under the shadow of the Almighty. That shadow is not darkness, it's protection, it's intimacy, it's love unmeasured by likes or applause. If no one texts you this morning, God says, "Here I am." If no one compliments you today, God says, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made." You don't need to be visible to have value. The cross was the most invisible victory in history, and it saved the world. So if your life feels hidden right now, you're in holy company. The invisible places are often the sacred birthing rooms of God's glory. Dr. Anita Phillips teaches that healing begins not with the noise of the world, but with the stillness of being known. And today you are known. Completely, tenderly, eternally. And yes, it's hard. It's hard to serve when no one thanks you, to be faithful when it feels fruitless, to love without return. But Jesus did. He fed crowds who forgot him. He healed people who never came back. He washed feet that would walk away, and he kept going, not because they saw him, but because the Father did. Your strength is not in being recognized, it's in being rooted. God's message today is, keep sowing, beloved, and watching the harvest grow. This morning is not just a reset of your calendar, it's a reset of your confidence in God's eyes upon you. You are held, you are honored, you are His. As T.D. Jakes says, the roots are working even when the branches look bare. Don't let silence fool you. Heaven is in motion. What hidden part of my life needs to be redefined as holy today? How has Jesus been showing me that I'm seen, even when others don't notice? In what way can I serve today from a place of worship, not from need? Your Father sees in secret and will reward you. Matthew 6:4. He restores my soul. Psalm 23:3. In due season we shall reap, if we faint not. Galatians 6:9. Begin this morning with a moment of silence. Breathe in God's affirmation. I see you. Let this be your anchor today, and as you serve quietly, remind yourself that invisibility is not insignificance. It's intimacy with God. Let every unnoticed act become incense rising before the throne. You are not unseen. You are God's message made visible. You woke up again with the ache of being unnoticed. You made the coffee. You packed the lunch. You prepared the heart. And still, no one saw the weight you carried. But this is where the divine sees most clearly. Jesus sees what others miss, not just your actions, but your motives. He sees the quiet courage it takes to stay, to serve, to believe when you feel unseen. He knows the toll of invisibility, and he answers it with eternal visibility. This morning, you're not praying into a void. You're being heard by the King who crowns hidden faith. You are not invisible, you are invincible in his presence. Your reward is not delayed, it's being shaped in glory. Psalm 23 declares that God prepares a table before you in the presence of your enemies, not your admirers, your enemies. He doesn't wait for applause to bless you. He blesses you because of his love, not public approval. Pope Leo XIV wrote, "God does not measure by stage lights, but by soul light." And your soul is glowing in his sight. Your morning prayer today is not begging for attention. It's basking in divine recognition. Meditation becomes your holy pause, your rebellion against the need to be seen by man. In the stillness, your soul remembers. You are not working for credit. You are walking with Christ, the one who healed in secret, who withdrew to lonely places, who went unnoticed by kings, but worshipped by angels. This Jesus is with you. Your silent devotion echoes louder in heaven than any sermon on earth. God's message today is this: my eye is on you, my favor surrounds you, and my reward is coming. Even Pope Leo the Catholic reminded the Church that the records of eternity hold stories that never made headlines, and perhaps this is your story, written in obedience, sealed with sacrifice, and carried by grace. You are not forgotten. You are being remembered in the heart of God. As Dr. Anita Phillips says, God often does his greatest work in the places no one is looking. Sometimes the enemy of your soul whispers, "No one cares." But God says, "I do." He saw you weep while others slept. He heard your whispered prayers while others shouted. He felt your generosity when no one else thanked you. The Psalms were not written for the famous. They were written for the weary, the forgotten, the unseen. Psalm 91 isn't just a promise, it's a mirror. It reflects the covering of a God who shelters the faithful in his secret place. This is not just spiritual metaphor, it's reality. You are under the shadow of the Almighty, not because you're loud, but because you're loyal. Not because you're visible, but because you're valuable. Lisa Bevere says, God doesn't hide you to punish you, he hides you to prepare you. And that preparation is not a pause, it's his plan, unfolding in silence. So today, lift your head. The light is already shining on you, not the world's spotlight, but heaven's lamp. You don't need to chase affirmation when you're carried by identity. You belong to God. His message today is deeply personal. You are not what others overlook. You are what I remember with joy. Let your soul exhale the pressure. Let your spirit awaken to this holy truth. You are seen, you are known, and you are deeply, eternally loved. Don't shrink to fit into human categories when God has carved your name into eternal ones. This morning isn't just another routine. It's a holy recognition of who you've always been, his. Where have I been measuring my value by human affirmation instead of God's truth? How has invisibility become an invitation to intimacy with God? What sacred fruit is growing in my life that no one else? You woke up again with the ache of being unnoticed. You made the coffee, you packed the lunch, you prepared the heart, and still, no one saw the weight you carried. But this is where the divine sees most clearly. Jesus sees what others miss, not just your actions, but your motives. He sees the quiet courage it takes to stay, to serve, to believe when you feel unseen. He knows the toll of invisibility, and He answers it with eternal visibility. This morning, you're not praying into a void. You're being heard by the King who crowns hidden faith. You are not invisible. You are invincible in His presence. Your reward is not delayed. It's being shaped in glory. Psalm 23 declares that God prepares a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Not your admirers, your enemies. He doesn't wait for applause to bless you. He blesses you because of His love, not public approval. Pope Leo XIV wrote, "God does not measure by stage lights, but by soul light, and your soul is glowing in His sight." Your morning prayer today is not begging for attention. It's basking in divine recognition. Meditation becomes your holy pause, your rebellion against the need to be seen by man. In the stillness, your soul remembers. You are not working for credit. You are walking with Christ, the one who healed in secret, who withdrew to lonely places, who went unnoticed by kings but worshipped by angels. This Jesus is with you. Your silent devotion echoes louder in heaven than any sermon on earth. God's message today is this: my eye is on you, my favor surrounds you, and my reward is coming. Even Pope Leo XIV reminded the Church that the records of eternity hold stories that never made headlines. And perhaps this is your story, written in obedience, sealed with sacrifice, and carried by grace. You are not forgotten. You are being remembered in the heart of God. As Dr. Anita Phillips says, God often does His greatest work in the places no one is looking. Sometimes the enemy of your soul whispers, "No one cares," but God says, "I do." He saw you weep while others slept. He heard your whispered prayers while others shouted. He felt your generosity when no one else thanked you. The Psalms were not written for the famous. They were written for the weary, the forgotten, the unseen. Psalm 91 isn't just a promise, it's a mirror. It reflects the covering of a God who shelters the faithful in His secret place. This is not just spiritual metaphor, it's reality. You are under the shadow of the Almighty, not because you're loud, but because you're loyal, not because you're visible, but because you're valuable. Lisa Bevere says, God doesn't hide you to punish you, He hides you to prepare you, and that preparation is not a pause, it's His plan unfolding in silence. So today, lift your head. The light is already shining on you, not the world's spotlight, but heaven's lamp. You don't need to chase affirmation when you're carried by identity. You belong to God. His message today is deeply personal. You are not what others overlook. You are what I remember with joy. Let your soul exhale the pressure. Let your spirit awaken to this holy truth. You are seen, you are known, and you are deeply, eternally loved. Don't shrink to fit into human categories when God has carved your name into eternal ones. This morning isn't just another routine. It's a holy recognition of who you've always been, His. Where have I been measuring my value by human affirmation instead of God's truth? How has invisibility become an invitation to intimacy with God? What sacred fruit is growing in my life that no one else sees yet? You are covered with His feathers, and under His wings you shall trust. Psalm 91:4, He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5, God is not unjust to forget your work and labor of love. Hebrews 6:10. Today, resist the urge to explain or prove yourself. Instead, receive the holy dignity of being seen by God. Whisper, I am known, and let that truth carry you into every hidden act of kindness. Heaven is applauding. You are not alone, and your quiet faith is shaking eternal ground. This morning, pause for the ones no one names, the ones who suffer in silence, the innocent who wake not to sunlight but to the tremble of fear, the mothers who rock children through the sound of unrest, the fathers who bury their grief beneath forced smiles, the children who've never known peace. As you breathe in this sacred morning, breathe out a prayer, not for one nation, not for one cause, but for all who bleed in the shadow, for all whose cries never reach news feeds. This is a prayer not of politics but of peace, not of sides but of sacred mercy. Lord, in this quiet hour, we lift to you every heart crushed by violence, every body broken by hatred, every soul longing for rest. Wrap them in your wings. Be the shelter they cannot build. Let healing rise like dawn, shine peace where bombs have stolen light. You, O God, are the healer of wounds no human hand can reach. And as your prayer rises, so does your awareness. You are not separate from the suffering. You are a vessel of sacred compassion. And as you pray for them, let it gently remind you, your silence has a place. Your quiet pain is not too small. Your service in the shadows echoes with theirs. Jesus, who bore the weight of the world in the most invisible suffering, sees you. Psalm 91 is not a passage of fantasy. It is a banner over your life. You dwell in the shelter of the Most High, and though the world may rage and tremble, you are under his feathers. He will not let your soul be lost in the noise. Spiritual awakening begins when you realize that your invisible ache is held in the same hand that holds the broken world. This is not just compassion, it's communion. You and the hurting are not so different. You are all seen by God, and you are all deeply, eternally loved. Lisa Bevere reminds us, we were never meant to numb out suffering, but to stand in it with sacred strength. That strength is rising in you now. Jesus does not divide his attention. He does not rank pain. He does not prioritize loud over lonely. He sees every tear, yours and theirs, and in that divine sight we are united, not as numbers, but as names engraved on his palms. Pope Leo, the kingdom of heaven, is crowded with the unnoticed, the poor, the faithful, the wounded, the silent. And there the first shall be last, and the last first. Today, if you feel unseen, know this: you are walking in the holy company of those whom God honors most. Your faithfulness links you to a lineage of saints whose power came not from fame, but from their quiet yes to God. Your invisible worship is incense in the throne room. Your unseen obedience is recorded in the eternal. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us, grief is not a weakness, it is a language heaven understands, and your soul is fluent in that holy language. So as you open your day, let the world's chaos not overwhelm you, but remind you of who holds it all together and who holds you. You are not a forgotten name in a forgotten land. You are a beloved soul, surrounded by heavenly defense and divine intention. You are not walking alone today. You are part of God's answer to suffering. You are his living prayer. T.D. Jakes teaches that intercession is not words, it's posture. Today, your posture is sacred. Your quiet spirit is a battlefield where mercy wins. And every step you take in compassion echoes across eternity like thunder clothed in grace. How can I carry awareness of others' pain without collapsing under its weight? Where do I need God's peace most urgently today? In my mind, body, or spirit? What small act of intercession can I offer today in faith and love? He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted. Psalm 34:18, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Matthew 5:9. Light a candle, say a quiet prayer for the suffering you may never meet. Let this act ground your own spiritual awakening, not an escape from pain, but in a holy invitation to carry God's peace wherever you walk today. Let your presence be a sanctuary. Let your silence be strength. Let your life become a living amen. You have loved when no one clapped. You've given when no one counted. You've stayed faithful when the silence screamed that it didn't matter. But God's truth this morning is different. Your hidden obedience is heaven's loudest applause. Though the world may overlook your sacrifices, God has counted every one. You don't need to stage your goodness to be seen. God sees the late-night prayers, the kind responses when you wanted to withdraw. the ways you kept showing up when your heart was tired. That is what He blesses. Not performance, but presence. Not recognition, but reverence. Pope Leo XIV reminds us that the holy ones are often the quiet ones, the ones who did not strive for titles, but lived for truth. Lisa Bevere writes, "Holiness is often hidden, but never hollow. That hidden holiness is your strength today. Your service becomes a sacred rhythm, not a show for others, but a love offering to God. What seems silent on earth resounds as worship in heaven." Psalm 23 speaks of a shepherd who restores not just your soul, but your significance. He prepares a table, not for your fans, but for your faith. In the presence of those who never saw you, He sets a feast of favor. That means you don't need to convince anyone that you're worthy. You don't need to wait for recognition to rejoice. God is already honoring what they dismissed. He is already celebrating what you thought went unnoticed. Spiritual awakening doesn't mean your circumstances change. It means your eyes do. You begin to see the beauty of being hidden. You start to trust that God's delays are not denials, they're divine designs. Jakes says, "Sometimes God hides you because you're too valuable to be exposed too early." If you've been hidden, it's not rejection, it's preservation. The applause of men fades, but the favor of God forms the foundation of your future. The anxiety that rises when you feel invisible, let it melt today into peace. Let meditation become your shelter, not your escape. Still your soul, not to forget the world, but to remember who you are. You are a beloved child of the Most High, and you are not here to earn your place. You already have it. Jesus taught us to serve without needing reward, to love without needing to be seen. And now He teaches you the same. Your unseen acts are shaping eternity. Your silence is not empty, it is full of power. Because when you act in love, even without recognition, you echo the heart of Christ. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us, peace isn't passive, it's prophetic. The quiet strength you walk in today is sacred prophecy to a watching heaven. God says, "I see, I know, I remember." Let those three truths carry you through the noise of the day. Let that be your strength today. Let it be enough that heaven is applauding, even if earth is still silent. The angels are watching, the Spirit is interceding, and the Father is smiling. You do not need the world's validation when you have heaven's affirmation. Walk gently, walk freely, and walk boldly, because even in secret you shine. The most beautiful light is often the one that glows in the quietest places. You are glowing now, not because the world says so, but because God already has. How has God used my most invisible seasons to shape my deepest strength? What would it look like to serve today with no need for thanks, just worship? Can I release the anxiety of being unseen and rest in being known by God? Thy Father which seeth in secret Himself shall reward thee openly. Matthew 6:4, He restoreth my soul. Psalm 23:3, let us not be weary in well-doing. Galatians 6:9, today serve someone anonymously. Pray for someone without them knowing. Bless without broadcasting. And as you do, remind your soul heaven is clapping, even if no one else sees. That's more than enough. The unseen is sacred, and you are right in the center of it. This morning, pause and hear what the world rarely says. Thank you. Thank you for the ways you've carried others without expecting return. Thank you for serving when no one asked how you were doing. Thank you for being light in rooms that didn't acknowledge your glow. You may feel unthanked, unrecognized, even unworthy at times. But God's message today is tender and true. I treasure you. You are not working for praise. You are walking in purpose. You are not being ignored. You are being sanctified. Heaven sees every time you chose kindness over retaliation, gentleness over resentment, love over bitterness. What others forget, God writes in His book of remembrance. You are not storing up applause. You are storing up eternal honor. And in that quiet reward, you are free. As Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us, the unseen parts of our lives are often where God does his deepest healing. That hidden faithfulness is not just noticed, it is celebrated in heaven. Jesus didn't say, "Well performed, good and famous servant." He said, "Well done, good and faithful servant." There's no requirement for popularity in the kingdom of God, only faithfulness. Pope Leo XIV once taught that what earth forgets, eternity remembers with joy, and you are included in that joy. That means your whispered prayers at the kitchen sink, your tears behind closed doors, your silent sacrifices, they are holy, they are known, they are honored. Psalm 91 reminds you, "He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will trust." That's not poetry, it's promise. You're not just surviving invisibility, you're growing under divine cover. You're being prepared for fruit that needs strong, unseen roots. T.D. Jakes said, "When God hides you, it's because he's building something in you the world isn't ready for yet." Don't rush what God is rooting. Your quiet yes carries more weight than 1,000 loud intentions. Spiritual awakening begins when we stop trying to be seen by people and start living as seen by God. Meditation this morning is not about emptying your mind. It's about filling it with truth. The truth that even when others don't notice, God smiles upon you. His eyes never leave you. His favor is not random, it's relational. You are his. He doesn't need a reason to love you. He loves you because he chose to, and that love makes the hidden places sacred. You are not wasting time by continuing in love. You are building eternity one quiet yes at a time. So breathe deeply. Smile gently. Your significance is not tied to your visibility. Your worth is anchored in God's unwavering gaze. Lisa Bevere puts it beautifully. You are not invisible to the one who formed you in fire, and that fire still burns within you. The world may not see it yet, but heaven already does. Let this morning prayer rewire your heart. The applause of man is fleeting, but the delight of God is forever. You are not just seen, you are delighted in. And today, heaven sings because you stayed faithful, even when no one else noticed. The world may never throw a parade, but the angels rejoice, and that joy is your strength today. What have I done lately that only God has seen, and can I celebrate it with him? Where have I traded divine purpose for human praise, and how can I return? What does it mean for me today to believe that I am deeply treasured by God? Under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield. Your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Well done, good and faithful servant. Today, write a note to your own heart. God treasures you. Tape it where you'll see it. Let it interrupt the lies of invisibility. Let it be the beginning of walking in your worth, rooted not in man's applause, but in heaven's eternal joy. Let that truth carry you through every quiet act of love today. You are enough. You are honored. You are his. Psalm 23 says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." But have you ever wondered, what if your enemies aren't people? What if your enemies are silence, invisibility, dismissal, or feeling like your life doesn't matter? Even then, God prepares the table. He doesn't wait for applause to set it. He doesn't need a crowd to bless you. The sacred feast of favor is not delayed until you're celebrated by people. It begins when you're forgotten by them. In the invisible places of your life, God is spreading out goodness, mercy, healing, and peace. Today, that's your portion. The table is not in the spotlight. It's in the shadows. It's not for performance. It's for the soul. And you are invited. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us that God does his most restorative work in the dark rooms of our becoming. That table is already being set in places you thought were void of hope. The presence of your pain is not the absence of God's provision. This is the moment where the world tells you, "Prove yourself," but God whispers something better. "Rest in me." You don't have to earn the table. You don't have to post it, promote it, or prove you deserve it. It's already yours. Spiritual awakening begins when you realize that God's generosity isn't based on your visibility, but on His unchanging nature. You're not too small, you're not too hidden, you're not too late. Meditation this morning is an act of holy defiance against the need to be known by others. It is the deep breath of a soul that remembers it is already known and loved by God. In the shadow of the Almighty, your worth is never in question. Lisa Bivier once said, "The hidden years are not wasted, they are woven into your anointing." You don't need to fight for attention when you're already at the table of grace. You are not overlooked, you are overshadowed by glory. Pope Leo the King spoke often about the hidden servants of the Lord, those who walked quietly through life, unknown to history but unforgettable to heaven. You are one of them. You are the living fulfillment of Galatians 6:9, which promises that in due season you will reap if you don't grow weary. You are sowing in soil that looks dry to others but is rich in God's sight. Every unnoticed act of love is a seed. Every invisible prayer is a root, and the harvest, it's coming. Maybe not today, maybe not on camera, but in God's timing, it will bloom in beauty that no eye can ignore. And on that day, the world will finally see what God always knew. You were faithful. Heaven never needed an audience to honor obedience. The soil of obscurity is sacred ground, and your quiet yes is growing something eternal. So today, walk like the table is already set. Don't let rejection make you bitter. Don't let invisibility make you stop. Don't let silence confuse your calling. You are seen, you are seated, and you are safe in the care of the shepherd who prepares not just tables, but a whole life of grace before you. T.D. Jakes reminds us that you don't have to chase what God has already assigned to you. That assignment is not lost. It's laid out in peace, in presence, in power. Visualize the table. Imagine God setting it for you right now, with goodness, with honor, with peace. Let that vision anchor your soul as you step into the day. You are not striving for a seat, you already have one, prepared in love. Walk forward as one already welcomed, already covered, already chosen, but invisible enemies, like doubt or comparison. Has God been preparing a table in front of? Can I receive spiritual nourishment today without needing external affirmation? How might I live differently if I truly believed God has already prepared everything I need? Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Be not weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. There's a particular ache that comes from serving faithfully and hearing nothing in return, from pouring out your heart and being met with silence, from showing up day after day, praying, loving, working, and still no thank you. But in that silence, something sacred begins. Jesus knows what it feels like to be overlooked. He healed many, but only a few followed. He healed many, but only some gave thanks. He hung on the cross not surrounded by praise, but abandonment. Yet still, he loved. Still, he gave. Still, he stayed faithful. And that is the invitation this morning. Not to be fueled by recognition, but by holy resolve. You are not forgotten. You are faithful. And that faithfulness, even when ignored, is not in vain. It is the fragrance of worship rising unseen but unforgettable. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us that invisibility to man often makes space for the deepest intimacy with God. That intimacy is not a consolation prize. It is sacred evidence that heaven is close. Psalm 91 tells you that you are under God's feathers, not beneath burden, but beneath shelter. When the world withholds praise, God gives protection. When others fail to see, He surrounds. You are not invisible, you are covered. Meditation this morning becomes your spiritual shield, quieting the storm of disappointment and drawing you back into truth. You are not working for them, you are walking with Him. Let that truth interrupt every lie. Let it reset your soul. Pope Leo XIV reminded the Church that some of the most powerful saints never wrote books, led churches, or stood on platforms. They simply loved well in secret, and that too is your calling today. T.D. Jakes once said that the greatest ministries are often done in obscurity and birthed in silence. Don't despise your quiet devotion. It is shaking heaven in ways the world may never report, but God will always reward. God's message is not just comfort, it's commissioning. You are being invited to love again, to serve again, to show up, not because someone sees, but because He sees. This is the work of Christ in you, to keep your heart tender even when it's tired, to keep your hands open even when they're empty, to believe that the unseen obedience of today becomes the eternal legacy of tomorrow. You may not be praised for folding the laundry or comforting your child or checking in on a friend, but in heaven's courtroom, those moments echo like thunder. Lisa Bevere says that God doesn't forget the quiet courage it takes to love without being loved back. So don't forget it either. Let your hidden yes become your holy anthem. Let your unnoticed kindness become your crown. The eyes of Jesus will one day meet yours and say, "I saw it all," and that will be more than enough. To rise today, not for applause, but for purpose. Let this morning prayer become a promise. I will serve with joy even when I'm not thanked. I will love deeply even when no one sees, because the one who sees in secret is my strength, my reward, and my eternal joy. You are not performing, you are participating in the quiet revolution of grace, and heaven sees every moment. Think of one unnoticed area of your life. Speak a blessing over it today. Say aloud, "God sees this." Let it be your declaration. Let it be your worship. The world may be silent, but heaven is singing over you, and in that unseen praise, you are being renewed. Where have I become discouraged by the lack of acknowledgement in my life? How is God reshaping my idea of value and success in this season? What might it look like to live today for heaven's applause alone? Thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. Let us not be weary in well-doing. There is a deep spiritual awakening that happens when you stop waiting to be seen and begin living as one already known. You've given so much. You've stayed kind when others were cruel. You've held your tongue, bent low in service, smiled through weariness, and no one seemed to notice, but God did. And this morning, He reminds you, your hidden life is not wasted, it's worship. The acts you thought were small are mighty in heaven's books. The quiet choices, the patient prayers, the love with no camera rolling, these are the moments that shape eternity. Galatians 6:9 promises a harvest, not to the applauded, but to the faithful. You are that faithful one, and today you are not unseen. You are deeply honored by your Creator. As Lisa Bevere says, your silence doesn't diminish your strength, it refines it. You are being refined into radiant strength, and in that radiant refining, you are becoming a living echo of heaven's quiet power. Meditation this morning is your invitation to return to that truth, not to search for worth in outside voices, but to rest in the voice of God. Pope Leo XIV often reminded us, heaven doesn't record your followers, it records your faith. Let that guide your breath today. Let it calm your striving. The world trains you to seek visibility, but Jesus teaches you to seek depth, to root your identity not in attention, but in abiding. Psalm 91 says that the one who dwells in the secret place of the Most High abides under His shadow. The shadow doesn't mean darkness, it means closeness, it means covering, it means you are protected while you grow. Not everything God plants sprouts in public, some things bloom in silence. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us that your invisible season is often the safest place for your soul to become, to let yourself become. And if it still hurts, if your soul still aches to be acknowledged, bring that ache into the presence of Jesus. He understands. He lived it. He was overlooked by the religious, rejected by His own people, abandoned by His friends, But his strength never came from approval. It came from the Father's love, and that same love is what sustains you now. You are not being punished by invisibility, you are being purified in it. Your reward will not be a fleeting compliment. It will be eternal honor from the one who saw everything. He sees you waking up early. He sees you caring for others. He sees you praying when no one else joins, and that seeing is enough to keep going. T.D. Jakes once said, "The applause of heaven is the only ovation that sustains the soul." Let that be your soundtrack today. Heaven's honor outweighs earth's applause. So today, walk into your life not as someone trying to be seen, but as someone already fully known and loved. Let spiritual awakening rise in your spirit like dawn through the fog. You are not performing. You are becoming. You are not invisible. You are invaluable. And this morning, heaven leans in to whisper, "Well done, beloved. Keep going." Even when the world forgets, even when your phone stays silent, even when gratitude never comes, he is watching. And he is well pleased. Write down 3 hidden things you've done this week that no one acknowledged. Then offer them to God in prayer. Say, "You saw this, and that's enough." Let your soul exhale the pressure. Heaven noticed. That's your reward. Keep walking in grace. Let your unseen life echo with sacred worth. What hidden sacrifices have I made that God may be honoring right now? Where have I confused visibility with value, and how can I let go of that? What does it look like to live as one already seen by God? In due season we shall reap, if we faint not. He that dwelleth in the secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. And you are not failing just because no one has said your name out loud. This morning, God's message is fiercely gentle. I see you. The quiet obedience, the tired hands, the love you give away like breath. You've done so much that no one claps for. But heaven isn't silent. Heaven is recording every act of grace, every patient choice, every hidden kindness. Spiritual awakening begins when we stop asking the world to validate what God has already called sacred. And you, beloved, are sacred. Pope Leo XIV reminded the Church that the greatest impact is often made by those who never asked for credit. You are one of them. Not because you're unnoticed, but because you've chosen to live for the unseen kingdom. Dr. Anita Phillips says, "You don't need a spotlight to shine. Healing glows from within, and that healing is happening in you now, right where the silence lingers. It is sacred space, not forgotten space." Psalm 23 reminds us, "He restoreth my soul." Restoration doesn't require an audience. God doesn't need applause to bless you. He brings you to still waters, not center stage. He prepares tables for you, not at award shows, but in the presence of rejection, loneliness, and invisible labor. Today, let your soul rise up into that truth. Meditation is not you trying to fix your invisibility. It's you embracing your divine visibility. It's you embracing your divine visibility. It's you embracing your divine visibility. It's the spiritual pause that says, "God, I know you see me." It's the breath that calms the chase to be known. You are not behind. You are not beneath. You are being built quietly, powerfully, eternally. T.D. Jakes once said, "Sometimes God hides you so he can develop you without distraction. Let yourself be developed in grace. You're not being delayed, you're being deepened. Let the ache of being overlooked become the altar where you offer trust." Jesus lived his early years in obscurity. No crowds, no miracles, just love and work and hidden preparation. That was not wasted time. That was holy foundation. And so is yours. You may not feel significant, but your yes to God this morning carries the weight of eternity. You may not hear thank you, but the Spirit is whispering, "Well done." You may feel passed over, but heaven has your name etched on its heart. You are not lost in the shuffle. You are engraved in grace. Lisa Bevere reminds us, God sees the unseen sacrifices. and He never forgets a single one. Your obedience is not invisible. It is immortal. It is echoing through eternity. So rise today with new eyes, eyes that see beyond the silence, eyes that catch glimpses of God's quiet favor, eyes that look in the mirror and say, I am fully known by the one who made me. This is the true spiritual awakening, not becoming more visible to others, but more rooted in the gaze of God. And in that gaze there is no lack, only love, only purpose, only you, walking faithfully in the light no one sees, but He does. You are not forgotten. You are being formed, and heaven is already celebrating who you are becoming. Write one sentence to God that begins, "Thank you for seeing me when," fill in the blank honestly. Let this prayer reset your heart. Then go into your day not as someone needing to be noticed, but as someone already chosen, already loved, already seen. Where have I been seeking validation that God has already given me? What does He restores my soul mean for me today, emotionally, spiritually, physically? How can I live with open hands when the world offers no applause? He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness. Your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Be still and know that I am God. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. And you are not failing just because no one has said your name out loud. This morning, God's message is fiercely gentle. I see you, the quiet obedience, the tired hands, the love you give away like breath. You've done so much that no one claps for, but heaven isn't silent. Heaven is recording every act of grace, every patient choice, every hidden kindness. Spiritual awakening begins when we stop asking the world to validate what God has already called sacred. And you, beloved, are sacred. Pope Leo XIV reminded the Church that the greatest impact is often made by those who never asked for credit. You are one of them, not because you're unnoticed, but because you've chosen to live for the unseen kingdom. Dr. Anita Phillips says, you don't need a spotlight to shine. Healing glows from within, and that healing is happening in you now, right where the silence lingers. It is sacred space, not forgotten space. Psalm 23 reminds us, He restoreth my soul. Restoration doesn't require an audience. God doesn't need applause to bless you. He brings you to still waters, not center stage. He prepares tables for you not at awards shows, but in the presence of rejection, loneliness, and invisible labor. Today, let your soul rise up into that truth. Meditation is not you trying to fix your invisibility. It's you embracing your divine visibility. It's the spiritual pause that says, God, I know you see me. It's the breath that calms the chase to be known. You are not behind. You are not beneath. You are being built quietly, powerfully, eternally. T.D. Jakes once said, sometimes God hides you so He can develop you without distraction. Let yourself be developed in grace. You're not being delayed. You're being deepened. Let the ache of being overlooked become the altar where you offer trust. Jesus lived His early years in obscurity. No crowds, no miracles, just love and work and hidden preparation. That was not wasted time. That was holy foundation, and so is yours. You may not feel significant, but your yes to God this morning carries the weight of eternity. You may not hear thank you, but the Spirit is whispering, well done. You may feel passed over, but heaven has your name etched on its heart. You are not lost in the shuffle. You are engraved in grace. Lisa Bevere reminds us, God sees the unseen sacrifices, and He never forgets a single one. Your obedience is not invisible. It is immortal. It is echoing through eternity. So rise today with new eyes, eyes that see beyond the silence, eyes that catch glimpses of God's quiet favor, eyes that look in the mirror and say, I am fully known by the one who made me. This is the true spiritual awakening, not becoming more visible to others, but more rooted in the gaze of God. And in that gaze there is no lack. Only love, only purpose, only you, walking faithfully in the light no one sees, but He does. You are not forgotten, you are being formed, and heaven is already celebrating who you are becoming. Where have I been seeking validation that God has already given me? What does He restores my soul mean for me today, emotionally, spiritually, physically? How can I live with open hands when the world offers no applause? He restoreth my soul, He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness. Psalm 23:3. Your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Matthew 6:4. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Write one sentence to God that begins, "Thank you for seeing me when." Fill in the blank honestly. Let this prayer reset your heart. Then go into your day not as someone needing to be noticed, but as someone already chosen, already loved, already seen. Let that truth carry you with strength and sacred assurance. This morning, pause to remember that forgotten names on earth are often the most precious in heaven. You may never see your name in articles or hear it in praise, but God has inscribed it in His book. Meditation today is not just stillness, it is remembrance. Remembrance that while the world forgets, God never does. He knows the hours you've stayed up crying, the times you gave when you barely had enough, the forgiveness you extended that no one applauded. Pope Leo XIV taught that the Church is built on the invisible shoulders of the faithful, those whose names were never engraved on monuments, but always etched into eternity. You are one of them, not because of status, but because of surrender. Lisa Bevere reminds us, there is no such thing as unseen obedience. It's all fully visible in heaven. And that vision of heaven sees you. Jesus never chased fame. He withdrew from crowds. He silenced the miracles. He spent most of His life uncelebrated. Yet every moment was divine. And you, walking through unseen days, are walking like Him. Spiritual awakening is not the spotlight. It's the slow realization that every small act of love echoes in heaven's halls. Galatians 6:9 assures you, let us not grow weary in well-doing. And Psalm 91 offers a shelter from the bitterness that can creep in when you feel overlooked. You are not doing this alone. You are dwelling under the wings of a God who keeps meticulous record of every good thing you've ever done in love. Dr. Anita Phillips says, your hidden faithfulness is not forgotten. It's being folded into your future. What feels unseen is actually being sown. Your life may feel ordinary, but ordinary to man is often extraordinary to God. The quiet moments of kindness, the way you press forward even when no one cheers, the prayers you whisper on behalf of others. These are the sacred treasures of the kingdom. Meditation invites you to let go of the need to be remembered here and rest in the truth that you are remembered there. You are not just passing through life unseen. You are walking through it anointed for work that may never make headlines but shakes heaven and earth with its faithfulness. T.D. Jakes says, God is not looking for your performance. He's looking for your consistency. And in the hidden routines of your life, He sees holy rhythm. To walk with your head held high today, your name may not be in anyone's post, but it is on God's heart. You may feel invisible, but you are essential. Every quiet yes to God is carving out eternal reward. Your story doesn't need a stage to be significant. It needs only to be surrendered. The applause of man fades, but the honor of heaven resounds forever. Heaven is writing what earth overlooks, and today that truth is your strength. Where have I felt forgotten, and how might God be honoring me in that very place? What invisible legacy am I building with my daily choices of love? Can I embrace the beauty of being remembered by God more than being known by man? He that dwelleth in the secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. Let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap. Galatians 6:9. Thy name is written in heaven. Luke 10:20, paraphrased. Write your name on a piece of paper, then write under it, remembered in heaven. Carry it with you today. Let it be a quiet declaration that your life matters deeply, eternally, and beautifully. Even when the world forgets, let this sacred truth guide your thoughts, your service, and your steps. You are not overlooked. You are honored by the one who sees everything and forgets nothing. Done in love. You've walked through seasons where silence answered your service. You've prayed and wondered if heaven was the only one listening. You've held others up while feeling like no one was holding you. And still, you've stayed faithful. This is not failure. This is formation. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. The spiritual awakening you long for isn't waiting in some grand recognition. It's happening now, in the quiet shaping of your soul. Jesus formed his deepest strength not in the spotlight, but in obscurity. And you too are being formed in places where no one sees, but where God is closest. T.D. Jakes once said, "Your isolation is your incubation. You are not alone, you are becoming. And what feels like delay is often divine development. God hasn't forgotten you. He's forming you for glory." Psalm 91 assures you that those who dwell in the secret place abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That secret place isn't just for protection, it's for purpose. God doesn't hide you to abandon you. He hides you to transform you, to grow you in grace, to anchor you so deeply that when the season of fruit comes, your roots won't crack under pressure. Pope Leo the Captor reminded us that the deepest saints were often those who were least noticed because their aim wasn't attention, it was adoration. And that is your call today, not to chase the crowd, but to seek the cross. Not to strive for applause, but to surrender in peace. Lisa Bevere teaches that obscurity is often the sacred space where greatness is born, and you are being grown in sacred soil. Even now, let meditation bring your weary spirit back to center. It's not an escape. It's a return to your original worth, spoken by the one who made you. You don't need to achieve to matter. You don't need a platform to be powerful. Your hidden faithfulness is already shaking spiritual ground. Every yes in the dark is building a life of light. And Jesus sees it all. Every sacrifice, every act of love, every burden carried. You're not invisible to him. You're indispensable. He's not just watching, you are being held. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us that God does his best restoration work in the quiet spaces where no one claps but heaven rejoices. Let that truth sink in. You are not behind. You are being built. So today, when you feel like what you do doesn't matter, remember this: God is not measuring your impact by visibility, but by obedience. You are not overlooked. You are under divine construction. The shaping may be quiet, but the glory will be undeniable. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Heaven sees you, and heaven is forming something in you that can never be taken away. There is a weight of glory growing beneath the surface of your life, and when it's revealed, it won't be because you demanded attention, but because you carried presence. You are not failing, you are becoming. You are being shaped in sacred silence for a purpose that cannot be erased. How has God used quiet seasons to deepen my trust in him? What spiritual fruit is growing in my life through unseen faithfulness? How can I let go of needing to be seen and hold tighter to being shaped? That dwelleth in the secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. We are his workmanship, created for good works. Ephesians 2:10. Today, instead of seeking visibility, seek depth. Ask God to show you how he's forming you in the silence. Journal one area where you feel unseen, and then thank God for working there. You are not behind. You are not invisible. You are being prepared for a glory that will speak without a stage. There's a sacred kind of pain that doesn't cry out, it just quietly aches. It's the pain of being faithful in places where no one affirms you, of carrying burdens no one offers to lighten, of showing up for others when no one shows up for you. This pain is real, but it is not wasted. It is the soil of sanctification, and this morning God meets you right there, in that invisible ache. Psalm 23 says He restores your soul, not your image. He leads you beside still waters, not into spotlights. You don't have to be seen by others to be restored by God. You don't have to be celebrated to be cherished. Your hidden pain is not a mark of insignificance. It is an altar of transformation. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us the soul doesn't just want solutions, it needs sanctuary. And today, that sanctuary is God's presence, meeting you in the silence where no one claps, but heaven listens. Meditation today is the holy space where your unseen tears are named and held. It's the whisper where God says, I saw what they didn't. I know what they forgot. I remember what they ignored. And more than that, He blesses what was overlooked. Pope Leo XII taught that spiritual growth often flourishes in obscurity. God uses hidden places to birth eternal power. Your prayers whispered in the night, the moments you gave when you had nothing left, the times you forgave in silence. All of it is precious, all of it is powerful, all of it is remembered. Lisa Bevere reminds us God wastes nothing, not even your hidden heartbreak. Let that truth hold you. This isn't about trying harder, it's about resting deeper. You are already enough. You are already loved, and your soul is not forgotten. It is being restored. Spiritual awakening doesn't come with fireworks, it comes with peace. Peace that says you're not failing just because you're hurting. You're healing in the arms of the one who sees it all. Psalm 91 offers more than protection, it offers presence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. You are not forgotten. You are being folded into divine mercy. You are not discarded. You are being drawn in, and in that covering your heart can breathe again. The anxiety of invisibility dissolves in the assurance of divine attention. D.D. Jakes once said, "You will never be more secure than when you're hidden in the hand of God." This hiddenness is not a punishment, it's a preparation, a sacred space where healing becomes holy. So today, carry your hidden pain not as a weight, but as a witness that you are still here, still loving, still believing. You are not broken, you are becoming. You are not overlooked, you are overloved. The silence of man is not the absence of meaning. It's the sacred space where God does His deepest work. Trust Him, He is near. And in this quiet moment, heaven is not absent, it is active. Heaven is holding you, healing you, and writing your unseen obedience into eternity. Your tears are holy. Your ache is honored. And your heart is being renewed under the shelter of His wings. Where am I still hurting from being unseen? And how can I offer that hurt to God? What might God be forming in me through this silent season? How does knowing that God blesses my hidden pain change how I walk today? He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Psalm 23, 2-3. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91, 4. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Psalm 34, 18. Write a short prayer that begins, Lord, I give you the pain no one sees. Don't filter it. Let your soul speak honestly. Then, close your eyes, breathe, and imagine God covering that pain with His mercy. You are not alone. You are being healed. There is a weariness that creeps in when recognition never comes. When your heart begins to whisper, why keep giving if no one sees it? But this morning, let God's message realign your soul. I have seen every moment, and I will reward you in my time. You may feel like your efforts vanish into silence, but nothing offered in love is ever wasted. The world's silence does not mean heaven is absent. Psalm 91 assures you that those who dwell in the secret place of the Most High are not just protected, they are honored. You don't need applause when heaven is already smiling, and that smile is on you today. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not unseen. You are being sanctified in the shelter of His wings. The invisible path you walk is not empty, it's sacred, and God walks it with you. When recognition doesn't come, it's easy to believe nothing is working. But Pope Leo XIV once said the true spiritual giants were rarely known in their lifetime. Their greatness bloomed in secret. Yours is blooming too. The fruit may not be visible, but the root is growing deeper every day. Meditation today is not escape, it's a holy reset. A moment to remember you're not doing this for applause, but for the one who sees in secret, and He has never missed a moment of your obedience. Every unseen act, every unthanked sacrifice, every quiet offering, it's being gathered like treasure in the heart of God. Galatians 6:9 declares, "If you don't give up, you will reap." This is not a poetic thought. This is your promise. You are being built beneath the surface for something that will last. Heaven never forgets what earth overlooks. So when no one says, "Thank you," Jesus does. When no one returns your love, Jesus fills the gap with His presence. You're not walking unnoticed. You are surrounded by divine attention, watched by the eyes that never sleep, and held by hands that shaped creation. The lack of recognition is not a signal to stop. It's a sacred invitation to keep going. You are learning to serve not for response, but for reverence. And that kind of love echoes beyond time. Lisa Bevere reminds us, your hidden season is not punishment, it's preparation. What feels like delay is actually development. Heaven is forging your spirit into something unshakable. Today, let your strength be renewed, not by outcome, but by truth. You are not doing this alone. You are not the only one who feels unseen, but you are among the few who press on anyway. And in that perseverance, something holy is being born. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are carrying something eternal. Let this be the moment where weariness gives way to wonder. You are not behind. You are being multiplied. You are not invisible. You are indispensable. Heaven is closer than you feel, and its applause is louder than you know. Where am I tempted to stop because of a lack of recognition? What small act of faithfulness can I reframe as sacred today? How is God calling me to deepen my trust in His timing? He shall deliver thee. He shall cover thee with His feathers. Psalm 91, 3-4. Let us not grow weary in doing good. Galatians 6:9. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. Write down one task you've done this week that felt unnoticed. Then say aloud, God saw this, heaven remembers. Let that truth reset your soul. Keep going, not for praise, but for purpose. You are building something eternal. You may have wondered if your life is just a blur in the background, uncelebrated, unacknowledged, unnoticed. But this morning, the Spirit says clearly, you are not background. You are beloved. You are not the echo. You are the voice heaven listens for. The world may overlook, but God watches closely. Psalm 91 does not promise fame. It promises protection. It does not guarantee attention. It guarantees abiding. And this morning, you are abiding in the presence of the one who formed you, named you, and still rejoices over you with singing. The silence you feel is not the absence of value. It's the sacred stillness where God whispers, you are mine. You are not forgotten. You are being formed in holy quietness. You don't need to be celebrated by crowds to be held by God. You don't need recognition to be radiating purpose. You are not unseen. You are being sanctified in the shadow of the Almighty. Jesus lived most of His life in obscurity. 30 years of daily obedience, ordinary faithfulness, unrecorded acts of love. Only 3 years of visible ministry, but all of it was holy. Your life mirrors that holiness, not because it's on display, but because it's offered in trust. Meditation this morning is not just rest, it is realignment. It is your spirit tuning in again to the frequency of God's gaze. You are not invisible, you are intentionally placed. Pope Leo XIV once wrote that, "The weight of the kingdom rests not on shoulders of giants, but on the prayers of the unseen." That's you. You are holding up more than you know. Your quiet endurance is the pillar others lean on, even when they never say so. D.D. Jakes says God anoints private lives before public platforms, and Lisa Bevere reminds us that what you do in secret will be shouted in eternity. You are walking in that hidden glory now. Spiritual awakening is not always a burst of light. Sometimes, it's the gentle realization that your life matters, even when no one acknowledges it. It's waking up and choosing to love again, to serve again, to keep forgiving, to keep giving. Galatians 6:9 is not just encouragement, it's a promise. If you don't quit, you will reap. And that reaping is not just material, it's eternal. Joy, strength, peace, legacy. These are the harvests of faithfulness. You may not see the reward now, but it is being prepared in glory. Heaven remembers every quiet offering, every unspoken prayer, every unseen act of grace. You are writing a story that angels celebrate. And even when your feet are tired, your soul is radiant with purpose. You are not building for attention, you are building for eternity. So rise today with courage, not because others see you, but because God does. Not because you are trending, but because you are treasured. Let this morning prayer wrap around your heart like a blanket of truth. I am seen, I am chosen, I am cherished. Even in silence, I am known. And with that truth, keep walking in grace. Keep offering the invisible as sacred. Your life is not background. It's a light, and the one who sees in secret is smiling over you. What part of my life feels the most overlooked? And what truth can I speak over it today? How can I offer my daily routines as holy worship instead of seeking validation? What would it look like to live today knowing that God treasures my hidden faith? Dweller that dwelleth in the secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. You shall reap if ye faint not. Galatians 6:9. He restoreth my soul. Psalm 23:3. Take one quiet moment today, whether while washing dishes, walking alone, or folding laundry, and whisper, God, I offer this to you. Make the invisible sacred, and remember, your faithfulness is writing a story in heaven that will never be erased. Keep going. You are seen by the one who matters most. Sometimes, the ache of invisibility becomes so familiar that you stop noticing it until your heart whispers, does it even matter? And this morning, God answers with gentle certainty, yes, it matters more than you know. The world measures worth in numbers and noise, but God, He measures in love and quiet obedience. Psalm 23 doesn't promise applause, it promises restoration. He restoreth my soul. That isn't about being recognized, it's about being renewed. It's the shepherd's assurance, even if no one else sees you. I will restore what serving in silence has drained from you. You are not forgotten. You are being revived. Let meditation this morning become your holy reminder. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, lay down the pressure to be seen, and let the Father speak what no one else has said. You've done well. I'm proud of you. Keep going. Pope Leo XIV once taught that the holiest voices are often the quietest. Yours is among them. The mother praying over a sink of dishes, the friend who checks in without reply, the weary heart that keeps showing up with no crowd to clap. These are not small acts. They are sacred reflections of Christ, who gave himself up in silence. without needing to be celebrated. Galatians 6:9 urges us not to grow weary in well-doing. Why? Because the harvest is promised, even when it's hidden. And some of that harvest is already here, in the quiet peace replacing exhaustion, in the strength born of surrender, in the joy that whispers, "I don't need the world's approval, I have God's presence." And you do. Right now, Psalm 91 isn't a charm, it's a covering. He shall cover thee with his feathers. It's more than safety, it's intimacy. It's the promise that even when you feel unseen, you are being held like treasure. The spiritual awakening you long for is not waiting on a stage. It's already here in your unseen offering. Not invisible, just sacred. So today, serve with grace, pray with peace, love with no need for applause, and remember this: you are not missing out. You are walking the most eternal path, the one heaven honors even when the world doesn't. You are the miracle, not the footnote, and God is watching every step. Where have I mistaken being unrecognized for being unworthy? What would it look like to walk in joy, even when no one affirms my effort? Can I let today's hidden faithfulness be my offering of worship? And thou shouldest restoreth my soul. Psalm 23:3. Be not weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap. Galatians 6:9. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4. Take a moment now and pray aloud. God, thank you for seeing what no one else sees. Let that truth anchor your soul. Then live today not as one overlooked, but as one deeply known, fully loved, and eternally carried by the God who sees in secret. There's a sacred weight in being the one who always shows up, the one who says yes when others walk away, the one who remembers birthdays, prays through the night, forgives again and again, not because it's easy, but because it's who you are. And yet, how often have you felt like no one sees it, like your heart is laid on the altar and the world just walks past? This morning God whispers, I never walked past, I've been here the whole time. Psalm 91 reminds us that you are not exposed to the chaos of the world. You are covered. You are not working for credit. You are living under covenant, and that covenant declares, you are mine. And nothing done in love will ever be forgotten. Let meditation today become your sanctuary, not an escape, but a returning, a place where you breathe in the holy truth. I am seen, I am safe, I am significant. Pope Leo XIV once wrote that greatness is not born in crowds, but in quiet consecration. That is what's happening in you. Every hidden yes is setting eternity in motion. Every uncelebrated act echoes in heaven. You may feel tired, you may feel poured out, but Galatians 6:9 was not written for the admired. It was written for the faithful, and you are among them. Let that truth be both your rest and your rising. You are not forgotten in the checkout line, the unanswered text, the quiet acts of love that go unnoticed. You are not invisible in the kingdom of God. You are foundational. You are a lighthouse in someone's storm, even if they never tell you. You are the fragrance of Christ in rooms that didn't know they needed oxygen, and that is no small thing. Jesus walked through villages where no one understood him, healed people who never thanked him, loved until it hurt, and still he slipped away to pray. He didn't live for applause, he lived for the Father's voice, and that same voice speaks over you now. Well done. Keep going. Let Psalm 23 guide your heart today, not as poetry, but as promise. He restores your soul, not when others cheer, but when your strength runs dry. He leads you beside still waters, not for show, but for healing. He prepares a table not for the applauded, but for the weary. The shepherd sees the sheep that limps behind, and he carries them close. That's you. And you are not less because you need him. You are blessed because you are held by him. Where am I weary from doing good, and how might God be inviting me to receive rest? What truth do I need to declare over my life today to silence the lie of insignificance? Can I let my unseen efforts become the most intimate part of my worship? You shall reap in due season if ye faint not. Galatians 6:9. He restoreth my soul. Psalm 23:3. Under his wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4. Pause now and say aloud, God, I trust that you've seen every step. I choose to keep walking. Then write down one thing you'll do today as a silent act of love. No credit needed, just faith. Because your reward is not far off. It is already forming in the heart of God. You've carried more than most people know. You've prayed through heartbreaks that left no evidence. You've offered kindness while your own soul longed to be seen. And still, you kept going. This morning, the Spirit leans in to remind you, your story is not small, your service is not insignificant, and your soul is not forgotten. The world may never say your name, but heaven sings it. Psalm 91 declares that those who dwell in the secret place of the Most High abide under His shadow. That's not a metaphor for hiding. It's a declaration of divine nearness. While the world misses your impact, God surrounds it, and He surrounds you. You are not overlooked. You are intimately held. Let meditation today return you to that nearness, not because something in you is broken, but because something in you is beloved. You are known, you are loved, you are enough. Pope Leo XIV once said the truest strength is layered beneath humility, not the strength to perform, but the strength to persevere. And this is your strength. That whispered yes you keep offering, even when you're tired, even when no one claps, even when the results feel invisible. That yes moves the heart of God. It shakes darkness. It awakens miracles. It echoes in eternity. Your life doesn't need a stage to be powerful. It already carries the weight of heaven's attention. Spiritual awakening begins not with a miracle, but with memory. The holy memory that God sees every act no one else claps for. Every time you bite your tongue, every time you love without being loved back, every time you offer grace when anger feels easier. Galatians 6:9 is not just encouragement, it's a divine promise you will reap, not maybe, not if, but in due season. And God's harvest includes more than results. It includes peace, endurance, compassion, and deeper intimacy with Him. You are not buried, you are being rooted. And what feels invisible is becoming eternal. Psalm 23 says He prepares a table for you, not after the storm passes, but in the middle of it, in the presence of your enemies. And sometimes your enemies are not people, but exhaustion, invisibility, disappointment. Even in their shadow, God sets a table. He anoints your head. He fills your cup. You don't have to wait to feel worthy. You don't have to wait to feel seen. The table is already set, and it's set for you. So breathe in this truth. You matter, not because of what others say, but because of who holds your story. Let this morning be the moment you stop striving to be seen and start resting in being held. You are not lost in the crowd. You are found in Christ. What do I need to stop proving and simply rest in today? How has God been sustaining me even when I've felt invisible? Where is the table God has already prepared for me right now? Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Psalm 23:6. He prepares a table before me. My cup runneth over. Psalm 23:5. In due season we shall reap if we faint not. Galatians 6:9. Write this sentence somewhere, you'll see it today. God has set a table for me. Let it remind you every time you feel unseen that heaven has already made room for your life, your love, your legacy. You are enough. Keep going. This morning is not a reset for productivity, it's a resurrection for your soul. You've walked through shadows of silence, stretched thin between responsibility and recognition, and wondered if anyone sees the quiet battles you fight. But the God of Psalm 23, the one who restores souls, sees every hidden scar. He knows the weight you carry and the smile you wear over tiredness. You are not just surviving unnoticed, you are living in sacred surrender. That surrender is your strength. He anoints your head with oil not in the spotlight but in the secret places. You are His chosen vessel, not because you're loud, but because you're willing. You don't need applause to be anointed. God's favor is not conditional, it's covenantal. And in that covenant, nothing you've given in love has ever gone unseen. Let this final moment of morning meditation be your deep exhale. You no longer need to chase visibility. You are already known, not in passing, but in detail. Jesus sees every layer, every effort, every time you kept showing up when no one else returned the gesture. And He whispers what the world never says: you are faithful, and that is enough. Pope Leo XIV taught that the greatest sermons are often never preached. They are lived quietly through faithfulness in unseen places. Your life is that sermon. Heaven has not missed a word. The Spirit isn't measuring your value by success, but by surrender. Not by recognition, but by resilience. In the silence where others walk by, God stops. And in the waiting, where results seem distant, heaven rejoices. Spiritual awakening doesn't end in grandeur, it continues in stillness. Galatians 6:9 is not a call to hustle. It's a call to hope, to trust that your hidden obedience is bearing fruit, to know that your quiet prayers are heard like thunder in heaven, to believe that your invisible kindness is building something eternal. Meditation anchors you in that truth. You are no longer striving for value. You are rooted in it. Psalm 91 declares the secret place isn't a hiding spot. It's where you're shaped. You've been formed in that place. Through unseen labor, through faithful waiting, through love that never asked for applause. And now, as you rise again, you do so not to prove your worth, but to reflect the grace that's been poured into you. Let this final blessing be your covering today. You are not invisible. You are invaluable. Not forgotten. You are forever favored. Not overlooked. You are overseen by God. The morning is not just a new beginning. It's proof that you're still chosen, still held, still part of a divine plan that doesn't skip the hidden things. Your life is a sacred echo in the halls of heaven, and your presence here is not just tolerated, it is treasured. What truth from this morning can I carry into the rest of my day as my spiritual anchor? How has God used my hidden seasons to prepare me for deeper purpose? Can I live today fully confident that being seen by God is enough? Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Psalm 23:5. The Lord shall reward thee openly. Matthew 6:6. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Isaiah 40:31. Before you step into your day, place your hand over your heart and say, God, I am seen. I am enough. I am yours. Let that truth be your armor. Then walk boldly, not because the world finally notices, but because heaven always has.